me say what you used to. Exactly what you used to. You probably heard what I used to. Oh man, you supposed to. East City, East City. No, East City, no, East City. I'm a dog, yeah. I'm gon' ball, yeah. Baby, I'm a dog, yeah. What up, y'all? I wanted to make a video basically talking about the top 5 countries in the world, why they're top 5, what happens if they work together. I think we wouldn't see wars for a long time if they all cooperated, put aside their interests, expanded more on space. That way we have more land for people, more resources, type shit. Here's the video. I ChatGPT all these, and I'm gonna go into detail. Number 1, should be no surprise, is the U.S. The U.S. has military, has financial, technological, and global influence, whether it's regarding partnerships or whether it's regarding the dollar system. And military does play a huge role. Having a strong military, you are the big dog that people can't really fight with. If they do want to fight with you, most likely they have some kind of insight, which you got to be prepared for. In this day and age, it's not like back in World War where Japan just doesn't know anything, right? These days, countries knows a lot more. Moving on to the second one, China. Manufacturing, supply chain, and they mentioned global expansion regarding trade. A lot of countries owe them money. They provide a lot of manufacturing, whether it is the pencils we used to use in America, or some countries they utilize farms on those countries, give them food, give like windmills, whatever people need, right? It's like defense. They give security to some islands, I hear. So China is traded with everybody, and with that said, they have it up because countries owe them money. So that makes them the second powerful. Their infrastructure is growing like crazy too. Technology is growing like crazy as well. Number 3 is India. India, they have people power, and that has a lot of stake. They have a lot of people in a smaller country, and it's always growing. Indians are always having children, and they married too. They're not just doing baby mama stuff. So you don't need to do that, like pimping and stuff like that. That's anyways away from that point. So Indians are kind of, they rely on people power, and their people power is growing, and their technology is focused on central IT. So with that said, central IT is always important, because if you don't have the basics, you're not going to be able to resolve problems regarding business growth. And so their economy is growing, and their military is something ChatGPT is not mentioning. It's in the top 5 in the world. It's not where China and US is, but it's pretty good. They've been with that people power. They can utilize military power. But yeah, moving on to the 4th. Now, number 4, Germany. They focus heavily on physical manufacturing, engineering, like cars and stuff like that, exporting those systems, and their economy is pretty stable. In fact, actually, I was talking to my ex about this. I was like, man, we should just move to Germany, because their economy is where they don't have any homeless people. They give money to people who are actively trying to find a job, which is pretty impressive that they solved the homeless crisis. And I think a lot of countries can learn from that. I'm not gonna name any of them, but you guys know probably there's a huge job crisis out there, which Germany kind of picked up on quickly and solved. Now, number 5 is Japan. A lot of people watch anime. With that said, a lot of people may know about this, but they have the strongest technology in Japan. Japan is the most advanced in technology. With that comes with that comes with a stable, more stable economy, right? And not to mention their people work overtime like crazy. And there's a lot of countries that value freedom over that kind of environment, but they have an advantage where their workforce is just focused on working, and so it can be a good thing or a bad thing. I wouldn't personally like to live in a country where I'm working all the time. I need to have some. What if all five of them work together? You would see global dominance. All five countries work together. You see global dominance instead of them, having an ego saying, "Oh, I'm number one. I'm number one." No, I'm better than you at this. We would see a more stabilized world. We'd see expansion to the space. We'd see going closer to the future, more technology. We would have crazy technology all over the world. Nobody would be homeless. It'd be a better lifestyle for everybody, and we would see peace. Most importantly, we would see peace among ourselves, and it's just very complicated with rivalry in terms of military, especially with U.S. and China, and like border patrol with China and India, and how everything is more like trading, like in a trading system, and yeah, and even like with the UK, it's like, oh, why doesn't the US follow what we do? Why is everybody following what the US does, right? And things like that. It's like these small things are useless. You have to give up your humanity if you want your children to live a better life. That's natural. I don't want to have children and then growing up in World War III or nothing like that, or a world where they're looked down as just because I don't know if they're gonna be mostly Indian. I'm not even mostly Indian. I'm part Asian, something else too, but mostly Indian. I don't want them to be looked down as being mostly Indian. You know what I mean? I don't know who I'm gonna marry and all that stuff. But yeah, let's just give up our humanity a little bit. I'm not saying give up being human, but just a little bit, just for a better cause. And yeah, that ends the video. Peace out, Sex Gang. Clouded coming soon. Love y'all.